we're doing anything for money. And I think we should have some self-respect as black people in general. All right. So, welcome back, everyone. Northern Black Voices podcast. You know who we are. Hope you like the new setup.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to mention that right away.
Yeah, man, we trying a new thing here.
Yep. And actually, I'm curious to see the comments on whether people like this setup better or the previous.
The table?
Yeah. Because we can switch back and forth anytime. So, you know.
Who do you like better?
I actually like this. I think this is very
one?
comfortable. Yeah, I could get used to it.
It's kind of not big enough for 4 people, though.
Oh, yeah, that's the next thing, actually. That's probably the first thing I should have mentioned. Yeah, we're 2 people short. But, you know.
The show must go on.
People got stuff to do. And we got to keep it pushing. So 2 of us are available today. So here we are.
Yeah. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, so we follow
Dr. Boyce Watkins on the IG.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I didn't know you followed him.
Oh, shit.
Because I've been paying attention to his YouTube for a while now.
Right.
Like it's one of those people that every now and again I just check in to see.
He constantly preaches black first, and that's and I'm not sure if people watching understand what that means, but I like that. I like black first because if you've noticed, if you've been watching on our other setup, we have a book called Race First, and it ties into that. That was a Marcus Garvey saying, where it's like we take care of ourselves first because ain't nobody out there trying to
do anything for us. Yeah.
This is the reason why I personally follow Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I didn't know that Atu also followed. I guess great minds think alike,
I got attracted to the pro-blackness because I was pro-black at the time. And I like the economics. I like learning. There's so much to learn, I guess, in terms of the way North America works. And since I'm new to North America, a lot of the stuff, like I try to soak up as much information on finance and economics that I can. And I feel like I started late with that. But the curiosity and the thirst is there for me when it comes to stuff like that now. That's what attracted me to him. And this is years now, actually. So today's episode is pretty much something that we noticed. Well, you really noticed it on his page because I didn't even notice it. But then you shared it in our podcast group.
Yes.
And that's what we're gonna talk about today. So it'll be up in the thumbnail and on the video for this episode.
It's an interesting image to say the least, right? And we want to go through the image, and we're going to go through Dr. Boyce's perspective.
Yes.
And then we're going to give you what we think about it.
Yes.
And see where we go from there.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're looking at it right now. And as you can see, it's funny because my man at Atu, he didn't know who this person was.
I have no idea who.
Right.
So Lizzo.
Yes.
Right? That's her name. So when this was shared, even after this was shared in the group, after you shared this in the group, I still only knew Dr. Boyce Watkins. Even to this day. Okay, so I still don't know who Lizzo is.
Right. No, go ahead.
But this is interesting.
Yeah. No, because it relates to a lot of stuff that we've been talking and preaching, right?
Yeah.
So in case nobody else knows, Lizzo, she's a black artist. She's an entertainer. She's a singer. She came out on the scene a few years ago. She blew up. She has a few popular songs.
Okay.
And but the first thing people notice about Lizzo is, as you can see from this image, she's a little bit big. Right? And that has been in the news a lot. When it comes to her and her image and how she looks, because she's the type of woman that she flaunts it and she don't care about anybody's opinion about the way she looks. Yeah. And she's out there with it.
Yeah. So I noticed that she like you said, she flaunts it, and if there's any negative comments on the way she flaunts it, it's body shaming
Let's
in her opinion. So that's what we really want to talk about today.
Exactly. So no, let's talk about it. So as you can see, a couple of days ago, she got on a plane, and she's wearing, as you can see,
nothing.
pretty much
Pretty much nothing.
lingerie, I would say. And the reason why we want to talk about it is because of Dr. Boyce's perspective. So
Yeah.
as you can see from the caption, it says the more things change, the more they stay the same. So
Yeah.
what does that mean exactly? What is he talking about when he says that?
Well, he expounded upon it in his first comment, I think. Well, actually, no, he didn't. Did he? So okay, so I'm just gonna read his first comment because I think he tried to break it down in his first comment.
Right.
Yeah,
Got you. Yeah, let's go. Let's read. Let's get it.
I'll still read it. It's going to be on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And so this isn't body shaming because I think he said that because he expect that to be her response.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So supporters of Lizzo in the past, every time somebody makes a comment about her antics in public, it's people support it because it's body positivity, and if you go against it, you're body shaming.
You're body shaming. Okay.
Right? Not really looking at the behavior.
Yes.
But people automatically either it's body positivity or body shaming. So we want to give our perspective in terms of what we think and how we feel about it.
Yeah. So I'll finish his comment. This is the shaming of supporting racist stereotypes. Black women shouldn't have to do things like this, open themselves up to sexual exploitation just to have their talents appreciated. Also, little black girls are seeing this and believing they have to have their butts out in order to be successful. This is no different from hip-hop, where they lead young black boys to believe they have to be thugs to be rich and famous. Stop supporting that bullshit. Yeah. So, well, what do you think about that?
Well, the first thing that came out to me when I read that statement a few days ago was the little black girls comment. Right? Because this stuff it's online, and kids have access to everything.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's hard to control exactly what as a parent you should be controlling what your children see, but they're gonna see things.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do in this day and age.
Right, that you might not want them to see. So what stood out to me is the image and the example it's set in for young black girls.
Okay, yeah. For me, this goes a little bit further back. But I'm with that because I have a daughter.
Right.
So that what he said there hits more because, like, I totally agree with that.
Right.
The little girl thing. But we have this thing about us. Maybe it's a part of the culture. We could call it black culture, where I hear people saying this a lot these days. Hater, and it's a pet peeve of mine. Where people, so we can't give constructive criticism to each other anymore, because if you do, you're a hater. You're automatically a hater. You say something that someone doesn't really agree with, and in a lot of cases, I would say constructive criticism is now hating.
Yeah, or they put you in a phobia box.
Yeah, exactly. So with this, it's I have some unpopular opinions on this.
No, forget the popular opinion. What do you think of her dressing in her
I think it's tacky.
jumping on a plane?
I think it's tacky, and I think it's ridiculous.
Why? Because she's a little overweight, or like?
I want to say yes, but I want to say yes. She is, but
I didn't see that coming.
Any woman dressed like that to me is tacky.
No,
and
but
disrespecting themselves.
I want to get to your your yes part to my question, because I wasn't expecting him to say that. So it's tacky because she's overweight, or
no.
Oh, okay. That was the question.
That was the question. No. Sorry, no. She's not. It's not tacky because she's overweight.
Right.
But it makes it worse because she's overweight, in my opinion.
Okay.
Here's why I say that, and this goes back to the whole hating thing. Obesity is not healthy. And
right.
this whole idea that a woman could be big boned, it's like we're glossing over things. You're either fat or you're not. You're fat or you're not.
Right.
The whole big bone thing, I don't quite get it. But after a certain,
there's a clear line though. So in the medical field, they use the BMI to
yes, the body mass index.
Body mass index. Yeah. Not to test, but to gauge whether you're at a healthy way or not. And looking at Lizzo, I'm not trying to take it however you want to. She doesn't look like she's at a healthy BMI, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's not
that's not the issue. Yeah.
That's not the issue right now. And you can be whatever you want to be in your skin.
I don't agree with that.
I
don't agree with that. I think that, so here's why I don't agree with that. Here's the thing. Why is she allowed to do stuff like this? But on the other hand, we're not allowed to, like, black people aren't allowed to, let's say, look at RZA, for example.
RZA Islam?
RZA Islam.
Right.
That's calling out, like the vaccine rollout. Whatever your opinion is on the vaccine, he believes that it's dangerous for us to just accept the vaccine for COVID.
Okay.
Just like that. Why is he shadow banned and blackballed as much as he is? When that could be just as dangerous to our community, or even more dangerous to our community. But someone like this, because this is dangerous to our community, because what is this? What we want our females to go around behaving like? Is this an example of is this a good example of a black female?
Well, that's why I think it's dangerous to our community, not because of her weight, but because of the image.
Exactly. But why is she allowed? Like, why does she not ever get in trouble for doing stuff like this? But anything constructive. So that's my thing.
It's hidden under the body positivity umbrella.
See, that's what I don't believe. What I believe is going on is, because here's the thing. We don't see this. Do you know anyone that acts like this?
Well, that's what I wanted to get to. When you look at these hyper-sexualized images of black women, the problem with showing this stuff on the media and on TV and women flaunting this stuff, listen, if that's how you want to make your money, and because shock value brings in clicks, brings in views, and brings in attention, the more of all of that you get, the more money you can make on social media.
But do you agree that black people should do this in the name of $1?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's my big problem with it, because, and I touched on the obesity, not because no one should be fat.
Right.
I mean, look at our diets. People are fat. That just happens.
Right.
But we can't. Why can't we call it out? Like, so that's one thing. But I feel like it's allowed because the negativity that we see, any negativity that we see from the black community, and this is mostly my opinion, because like Negu said, I don't know anyone that behaves like this, and the only time I see nonsense like this is from the media, and that's what I think the problem is. I think she's allowed to do this stuff simply because it paints a negative picture for black people. So black people are going to fight over this, but this is something common for non-blacks. Because this is something that they see in the media all the time. Yes, black people don't respect themselves. Black women don't respect themselves, because you're not going to see a white woman do something like that, or a non-black woman do something like this.
Right.
This is the kind of stuff, and you might see it, but it's not pushed in the media like this.
As much as
sorry. Just, it's not pushed in the media for like any other race. It's black people that's encouraged to behave. That's my point. Like, we are encouraged to behave like this,
and most times, not most times, I don't want to say that, but a lot of times by our own.
Yes, but I feel like it's allowed because the media and the system wants that negativity. This is just another example of us being cast as irresponsible, disrespectful to ourselves. I mean, what positive image does this picture paint for the black community? And
so, right, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I wanted to address with this image. You asked me a question: do I know any black women that go out dressed like this or act in the manner of things that she does publicly?
Yeah,
and that's the problem I have with it, because let's face it, man. The general population is not. Is the general population smart enough to discern that these images that are shown on TV, whether it's dudes in music videos talking about killing other black dudes or rapping about guns, drugs, and bitches in their videos, are people smart enough to know that, one, this is art and entertainment, and two, there's somebody else controlling our so-called culture and exploiting that to make money?
Yeah, I don't think people are. I wouldn't say smart enough, but I don't think people are aware.
And right.
I think it's more. I get the infighting, black people arguing over this amongst ourselves.
Right.
But what I think is even more dangerous is non-blacks looking at this, because they're not going to care about our argument. They're only going to see, in my opinion, a black woman disrespecting herself, a black woman being lawless. That's the danger.
And the problem with that is that that's the norm for them.
Exactly.
Because to answer your question, no, I don't. So I know a lot of black women. I grew up in black communities from Guyana coming up here, mostly black neighborhoods. I work downtown where it's mostly mixed. I went to school downtown where it's mostly mixed, but I grew up in predominantly black neighborhoods. And so to answer your question, no, I don't know women that behave like this in public, and I don't know black women that would dress like that unless they're at a beach or they're doing it for their significant other or something like that, right? Yeah. So the problem I have with it is we got non-blacks that are gonna think that this is us and it's okay to just hyper-sexualize black women.
Yes.
And then the other segment is that we have black men and women that are on the other side of this debate.
Yes.
Talking about whether it's okay or it's not okay. Is it body shaming, or is it, should we be lifting her up for promoting body positivity? And what we're going to do actually right now is we're going to go through some of the comments to see what some of these folks
a lot of people are saying
actually think. All right, so which one do you want to start with first?
So Great Days, in one of the comments on the same video, Great Days said, "That's not even a good look on any figure." Shit's tacky.
So that's one of the criticisms that you get too, because a lot of people would say, if this was a skinny model type looking chick or one of those black women you see in the video girls, we wouldn't have a problem with it because that's a more appealing.
Even though I started with the obesity thing, I think it'll be tacky on anyone. I don't think any woman, black, white, whatever, should be going on a. And you mentioned beach earlier, so I was going to ask: is she going to the beach? She just hopping on the plane to get to?
You know what? We might have to digress and pull it back because she might be going to a beach. We don't know.
I guess that's the only time it's like, and it's funny that there's a photo op opportunity right there.
Yeah, but what's the difference though? What if she was going to a beach?
There's no difference. It's not acceptable anyway. I'm just saying, it's not acceptable because if you change your attire when you get there,
right?
It's lack of self-respect in my. I know she's gonna twist it and she's gonna spin it as her just loving herself. But I feel like if you love yourself, then you're gonna take care of your health. And I don't think she looks healthy.
Forget about that, man. I feel like if you love yourself, you don't have to. Because let's say there was an opportunity for Lizzo to be successful and be praised by folks without doing that, without hyper-sexualizing herself. Would she do it?
Well, I think she got there because of the way she is.
Right.
If she got, to answer your question, if she got the opportunity, I think she would. If she got the opportunity to be respectful to herself and still be successful, she'd do it. But she's getting paid to be like this.
Right.
That's why that's what I'm alluding to. It's the controlling of the black narrative.
Right.
And we know what the media is like. We know what the system is like. And this is just another weapon formed against us. Or this is just another way that they're doing the same thing that they do over and over. Put a negative image,
right,
a negative black, and just this is just another black, negative black image. That's all this is.
All right, let's look at one
More
of the other
comments?
comments, right? So we have my Sharia Moore says this is trashy no matter what your size and not an image we want our daughters following. Hashtag embarrassing. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to find all of the comments that are in support of. Let's find a woman. Okay, here we go. Here's what's her, Mika Capri. It's a shame I know less about her music and more about how she carries herself. That's a perfect comment, right? That's from a woman, and it actually highlights what you said earlier. Like, I don't know who Lizzo is, and this is my introduction to her. You never knew who she was before this.
And this is the first. I've never even seen her before. This is the first.
This is the first time. No,
it's funny. I have to see her ass first.
You know what's funny? She was it last year or 2 years ago? She was at a Lakers game, dancing with her thong out in the back, and this is on live TV with 20,000 people in the arena. So what this woman is saying right here is actually true. You know more of her because of her antics that she does. Other than her music. I know one song.
Oh, gosh.
But I see her always doing her thing in public. All right, let's try to find...
So wait, do you think that's her... Do you think that's really just her personality?
That's her... Bro, I think that's what sells, man. Like I said earlier. There's a way shock value creates clicks and brings eyes to certain things. And I feel like... I think she has endorsements and obviously she has a record deal, right?
Yes, yeah.
And I think she's playing into the part where sexualizing women works. And no matter what size you are, my issue is that black women, we got to realize that black people, we got to realize that because we can easily take it to the men's side too in terms of the culture for men and hip hop, right?
Yes.
The hip-hop culture right now is all about glorifying the murder of black men.
I don't know if yes, okay. I think it comes down to we're doing anything for money. And I think we should have some self-respect as black people in general, because like you said, men do it, women do it. So we're not here to shame women. We're not here to shame black people in general.
Of course not.
This is our opinion, and this is not hate in any way. But it's like we're doing anything for money.
Yeah.
And this I feel like just disrespecting ourselves for money, because there are rappers that said they don't even let their own kids listen to some of their music.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right? So it's like, so what are we doing? Where do we stand? Like, are we gonna have self-respect? Are we gonna uplift ourselves, or are we just gonna let the system use us and keep using us?
Think about how dangerous that statement is, because you don't let your black kid listen to your violent perpetuation of killing black men, but you know for a fact there are other black kids listening to that stuff. So how can you not want it for yourself? The fact that you don't want it for yourself and you're willing to just push that out to other black
everyone
kids,
else, yes,
it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't like it.
Yeah, I think that's it says a lot about our community, and I don't like putting, like, if you listen to a lot of the other episodes, I don't like blaming us.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a little blame.
We got work to do.
Yes, we do.
We got work to do.
Yes, we do. And I think it starts with that. I think it starts with us not, because I still think even if this is her personality,
right?
And it could be. I'm not denying that it's possibly just her personality, because I know people like that, but I don't know anyone. I know people that love themselves enough to not care, because I have a cousin that's overweight and she doesn't care who says what about her weight. She loves the way she is, and I respect that.
I actually like that, though.
Yeah, I don't respect
think there's anything wrong with that.
I think she's obese, honestly. So when I said that at the beginning, I actually didn't mean that with any negativity. Like, I think my cousin is unhealthy and obese, but she really loves herself. She doesn't dress like Lizzo
there you
does.
Go. That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you if your cousin jumps around in public with lingerie on.
She does not, and that's the difference.
Because it's not about the weight thing. Mm-hmm. It's about the hyper-sexualization of the women in our culture.
Yes.
And we know in the hip hop sphere, because we know black people don't own hip hop anymore. We know that's what they push because black culture is very popular and we know it sells. I just don't like the fact that black people are partaking in that perpetuation.
Yes.
And willingly doing it just for a buck and to get paid.
Yeah. Inspired Empire 79. This is a good cut in here. Our sisters are so quick to appease others for attention. Our women are so lost right about now.
Yeah. Who's that coming from? Is that a woman that said that, or
Does it matter? The picture is a male. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
It doesn't really matter. It's it shares our sentiment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we got one right here from Gemini, Tata. I think it's less about shaming her than it is about acknowledging she truly has low self-esteem. Oh, I wasn't even going on that path. There's no way she'd do that if she understood her value. Some people thrive on any attention, negative included. She loves the shock value of her behavior. That's what I've been trying to say.
That's what you said. Yes. That's
it's that shock value that we know that's going to bring in the eyes, the views, and the money.
Mm-hmm. And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
And as black folks, we got to throw that shit out, man. Listen, go out there and do what you got to do to pay and support your family and do what you got to do to make money. But let's understand that there's other ways to do that, because to your question, I want to end it off to the question that you asked me earlier.
Yeah.
I grew up in predominantly black neighborhoods. I don't know any black males that are thugs. Mm-hmm. All the black men I know, including you and my brother, they're great fathers. Mm-hmm. They're great partners to their significant others. Mm-hmm. All the black men I know, they have upstanding jobs and they take care of their family.
Yes.
So all this stuff that I see in the media and on TV, on IG or wherever it is, I can see what's happening because the majority of black people are not like this, and I don't know any black people like this.
Yeah, agreed. Right? I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just give a quick takeaway.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a little bit extra what I'm about to say, but here's what this leads to. When we just do anything for money, and we know where this money's coming from, when we do anything for this money that's specifically coming from this specific place, which we know this is what this leads to is the assassination of our character.
Yes.
And not only that, it's arguable who killed. Well, is it arguable who killed Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and these people?
I don't.
I mean, that's what it leads to.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it leads to: the assassination of our leaders, our character, and the black community. We can't have that.
No, I love that because they physically assassinated our great leaders, mm-hmm. and now they're coming for our character.
Exactly.
And we just got to be. I'm not calling anybody east. We just got to be aware enough to know what's going on.
Yes.
And they're coming for us from all directions.
Yes. Let's draw the line, people.
So that's what we think about it. We'd love to hear what you guys think about it in the comments, because I know y'all gonna come at us. So let's have some positive discourse. If you got something negative to say, let's hear it too, and let's discuss it, because it's all about having the conversation and trying to change. Are we trying to change perception? We
want to draw a line.
Yes.
We have to draw a line. We have to stand for something. This is us falling for anything. We have to stand for something. In my opinion, this is an example of us falling for anything. I feel like the black community needs to stand for something.
Yes, sir. And with that said, Northern Black Voices, we signing out.
Peace.
Peace out.